Now let's shift our focus back to entities that exist in a unique category. Those few states not recognized by the United Nations, but acknowledged by other states that are also not part of the UN. 1. Somaliland. Somaliland, officially known as the Republic of Somaliland, stands as an unrecognized state in the Horn of Africa, acknowledged internationally as a de jure part of Somalia. The Declaration of Independence in 1991 positioned Somaliland as the legal successor to the state of Somaliland, a sovereign entity existing from June 26, 1960 to July 1, 1960, when it joined Somalia to establish the Somali Republic. Despite lacking official recognition from any UN member state, Somaliland has garnered acknowledgement from Taiwan, the Republic of China, maintaining unofficial but substantive relations. In 2023, Taiwan formally designated Somaliland as a country, and both entities have established mutual representative offices. In the midst of Somalia's claim over Somaliland as part of its sovereign territory, a significant development occurred in January 2024. Somaliland signed a memorandum of understanding with Ethiopia, granting Ethiopia access to the sea through the port of Berbera in exchange for potential recognition. However, this move was met with opposition from Somalia, who rejected it on the grounds of breaking international law, asserting it infringes upon Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. After a contentious agreement, Israel acknowledged Somaliland as an independent state on December 26, 2025. This marked Israel as the first UN member to officially recognize Somaliland. Since it broke away from Somalia in 1991, the recognition came through a joint statement signed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Foreign Minister Gideon Saar, and Somaliland President Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi. This agreement not only established full diplomatic relations but also included plans for opening embassies. However, Somalia and various regional and international groups, including the African Union, members of the Arab League, and neighboring countries condemned this action, viewing it as a breach of Somalia's territorial rights. It's important to note that, as of early 2026, there is no binding UN resolution recognizing Somaliland as a separate nation. The UN Security Council has not taken any steps to change Somalia's territorial integrity. While reports circulated about Israel's recognition in December 2025, there hasn't been any official announcement or documentation from the Israeli government or the UN confirming such recognition. Thus, according to international law and the UN's stance, Somaliland is still considered part of Somalia. When the issue was discussed at the UN, no resolution was passed to support or dismiss the recognition claims. Countries that spoke at the meeting reaffirmed Somalia's sovereignty, with some treating the matter as a bilateral political issue rather than a legal one. This means that there hasn't been any change in Somaliland's legal status internationally, nor does it have a pathway to UN membership or a change in Somalia's position in international organizations. Simply put, discussions at the Security Council don't equate to recognition. Only clear actions by states or collective decisions from the UN do. Even without formal recognition, some countries accept Somaliland passports for visa purposes or entry. But this doesn't imply they recognize it as a state. Countries like Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, South Africa, South Sudan, and the UAE, along with some EU states and the UK on a case-by-case basis, have been reported to accept these passports. Somaliland continues to navigate a complex situation where it has effective governance internally, but remains unrecognized. Externally, a challenging scenario, typical in post-colonial contexts. 2. Transnistria. Officially declaring independence in 1990 as the Pridnestrovian Moldavian Republic, Transnistria remains a self-declared entity. Notably, its recognition is limited to two non-UN members, Abkhazia and South Ossetia. While it operates independently, Transnistria faces a challenge from Moldova, which considers it part of its sovereign territory. The geopolitical dynamics surrounding Transnistria highlight the complexities of statehood and recognition, with the region existing in a quasi-independent status recognized by some non-UN entities.